I don't see it going on YouTube yet.
You don't see it?
Are you sure you're streaming? Oh, it says you're streaming.
I'm playing the song, but I don't hear it. Oh, I know why.
Okay. Are you gonna be that guy? Or you? It totally could. Oh, whatever. Yeah. Don't let me get in the way. Yeah, true. The breakup. We won't be able to manage the audio perfectly because he won't have the ATEM. Okay. Yeah, it's going now. Yeah. Hot mic on Hake.
Hey,
What's up, y'all?
what's going on? We're here making sure everything looks good, sounds good.
Test.
Can you guys hear us clear? Can you hear us? We are going to get started here shortly.
All right, well, welcome to Punchie TV.
Nice. Press one all as well, too.
Oh, let's wait till everybody says we're good.
1. Everything's good.
Everything's good?
Gracias.
Nice.
All right, y'all. Wait, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hi.
We got some clips.
Complicated business, folks. Go ahead.
We got some clips to show you guys. Oh, we got a show. We got a show prepared today. I see a black screen, though. Oh, okay, we're back.
You're watching Punchie TV.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Oh. Welcome to Punchie TV.
Welcome to Punchie TV with your hosts.
Welcome to Punchie TV. I am Punchie with your host, Punchy, from JesseLeePeterson.com show. Oh, Joel Friday, the host of the... What am I saying about you? The American Anchor Baby. The host of the American Anchor Baby Show. James Hake, a host of the Hake Report. Welcome to Punchie TV. Punchy.
What's up, everybody?
Nice.
Hey.
Live on Punchie TV.
We are live here on Punchie TV and on Punchie.tv. You can watch live as well. So we're on YouTube and Punchie.tv, whatever makes the most sense to you. Also, keep in mind that we are taking calls as well. So if you want to call in about the topics at hand or just want to talk, you can call in at 888-775-3773, and we will take your calls as well. Interesting. I first wanted to start off by explaining to you the reason why we're doing a live episode here. It's all James' fault, all of it. James was not here last week, so we couldn't tape any episodes. He didn't care or have any kind of concern about Punch TV. He just said, I'm not coming.
I was sick.
But it worked out because we get to do a live episode and take calls, so I guess we can kind of thank him.
Nice.
So, with that being said, we have some clips that we want to show you guys today. There's a couple different things, but we're going to start off with this story from John Legend. I don't know if you guys are familiar with John Legend. Everybody should be.
Yeah, it's Chrissy Legend's husband.
Yes,
Chrissy Legend.
Chrissy Legend's husband. Does she have her full name?
That might be illegal.
Or
What
is
you're
she
doing.
hyphenated?
That's a good question.
I
Chrissy,
wonder. I bet you.
Did
she's
you know that it's
hyphenated.
Chrissy Teigen?
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I bet you she's hyphenated.
But she's too lame to correct anybody.
Let's see.
Chrissy
think-
Diane Teigen.
It doesn't say.
Tegan? Legend.
I
What the
bet
heck?
she's hyphenated.
I don't think you're allowed to
John-
say that, man.
You're not allowed to say John Legend?
Chrissy Legend. That might be some kind of hate crime.
It is
Is that
John
true?
Roger Stevens.
Yeah.
I don't see her name as being anything other than Chrissy Diane
Tegan. So it doesn't say.
Teigen.
Okay. Well, anyway, she John Legend is making rounds on the internet, right? And John Legend is a singer, a very popular singer. You guys all pretty much know who he is. He sings that
I
one.
give you all
of
Oh
me.
yeah.
All
of
of me.
me.
Ordinary people. You know, everybody knows ordinary people.
How's that
What's
one
that
go?
sound?
How's it go?
You go.
We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go.
It's in the shadow.
And so on and so forth.
That one's good. The one below it.
Oh,
There we go.
yes.
Oh, it's not even on screen. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So songs like that, you guys know he is.
Talented.
But very good singer, by the way. I seen him, I heard him actually sing live. He's incredible. But artistically, he's incredible. Okay, because I have some stuff I'll show you guys. My second think, if you want to listen to a John Legend
Does he
song.
activate the people like Usher? Though?
He does.
Does he?
He.
The better question is it okay to send my wife to a
John Legend.
John Legend show as opposed to an Usher show?
You can send him to John Legend because you'll see why you guys are about to see why you will never have to worry about John Legend taking your girl because your girl ain't thinking about John Legend. You're about to find out why. So this is from the New York Post on YouTube. John Legend gets on TikTok and shares his opinions on the thousands of Haitian immigrants that have entered his hometown of Springfield, Ohio. This is the first clip.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Legend, and I was born as John R. Stevens from a place called Springfield, Ohio. Oh, Springfield, Ohio. You may have heard of Springfield, Ohio this week. In fact, if you watched the debate, we were discussed by our presidential candidates, including a very special, interesting man named Donald J. Trump. Now, Springfield has had a large influx of Haitian immigrants who have come to our city. Now, our city had been shrinking for decades. We didn't have enough jobs. We didn't have enough opportunity. So people left and went somewhere else. So when I was there, we had upwards of 75,000 people. And in the last 5 years, we were down to like 60,000 people. But of late, during the Biden administration, there have been more jobs that opened up, more manufacturing jobs, more plants, factories that needed employees and were ready to hire people. So we had a lot of job opportunities, and we didn't have enough people in our town of 60,000 people to fill those jobs. And during the same time, there had been upheaval and turmoil in Haiti, and the federal government granted visas and and immigration status to a certain number of Haitian immigrants so they could come to our country legally. And our demand in Springfield for additional labor met up with the supply of additional Haitian immigrants. And here we are.
Wow.
So
That's not telling the whole story. Is
I
it?
know. I just
Notice he
wanna-
he didn't quite deny anything that's happening though.
Right,
He just said,
indeed.
"Oh, you guys are talking about Springfield. Let me tell you something about Springfield."
Why is he saying we? Does he still live there?
Yeah. Wait, hold up.
I don't think because I don't think he still lives there because he says his hometown. You'll see
Right.
it. You'll see in the other clips,
Makes me
but
suspicious.
Where does John Legend live? Yahoo. Yahoo.com. What?
he probably has multiple homes.
You're
But
really desperate not to be
Yeah.
on that totally useless website Google.
I know what really throws me off outside of what he said is the robe for one, red flag,
A white
red flag.
bathrobe?
White bathrobe, and then his hand gestures on his face, effeminate, and his tone of voice is just all girl to me.
Yeah.
the whole thing just felt very feminine, but he seems like a smart guy, like a smart guy. He knows how to articulate himself. Didn't know that about him, so that I guess that's kind of nice. But I mean, what he was talking about, and I want to get your guys' thought, is he's talking about legal immigration right here. And he may be saying some true things, how there's some legal stuff that was going on that was legal, and there was decent people for the most part that were coming here to take these jobs, and they were trying to do the best they can, right?
I don't know if it was necessarily legal. He just said that there were migrants.
He
And
said,
because illegals can get redirected to any old place
yeah.
in the country. So
According
it might have
to
been
him-
done by the government.
Well, on the video, according to him, right?
Oh, okay.
He said legal
Okay.
immigrants, yeah, legal immigration, and but
Uneducated liberal.
right,
sorry.
but there's totally
Right. Either way, they're getting placed there.
right,
Yeah.
but also, the legal ones are not the problems. We don't mind for the most part. We don't mind the legal ones, right? People don't for the most part.
For
the most part.
Nobody asked me. Wait, let me answer
Well, I'm
that.
just saying, like as far as like quote unquote, what people's problem is the illegal ones that are coming here breaking the law,
Yeah.
right? They're not going through the due process. They're not being vetted. None of this stuff is happening. So the legal ones are coming in, and yeah, he's speaking on those, and of course they're going to get more leeway because, according to him, they're going through the right channels. They're coming to get the jobs. So he's telling one side of the story, is my point.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see what you guys thought about that.
I don't know if that's the whole story because there is a lot of people who cross illegally and then they try to claim asylum, apply for asylum. So they're here illegally, they're applying for asylum, and then they're have a court date, and then they're redirected to somewhere in the country.
I see.
So they might be here in
I see.
being processed,
How do
and
they
the government knows about them, and they are documented because they're given a court
see.
date, but they're still illegal. So I'm not really even sure
And you could do.
whether they're legal or illegal. Even the legal ones, just as with normal Americans who are not immigrants, the children are being raised poorly. Black children raised poorly, more and more white children raised poorly, the Hispanic children. The children of immigrants, including even children of illegals, are worse than the illegals themselves because the illegals are humble. They know to keep their head down. But the children are like defiant. And the young people of any generation is going to be, of any group, is going to be the problem people.
Yeah. They're more
So,
energetic, ego energy.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Even with the Haitians, they're technically legal too. I mean, it's a gray area because they've been given temporary protection status. So the government is totally aware that they're here. They came in illegally, but the government has shielded them from any deportation because of claims of refugee status and their war-torn country. So they are totally allowed by the government to be here. So you can't, about the Haitians here, which has gone up from 100,000 to 300,000 that Biden administration extended to us from the AP.
Across the whole country.
Across the whole country, because they were bragging about 100,000, they let in and gave this temporary protection status to. Now they're bragging about 300,000.
Well,
The point is that they're legal in a sense,
Yeah.
if you ask a lot of people. So
well, that's the thing. It just because we don't really know what the ones that he's speaking of.
Yeah.
We have our claims, but for if we're giving him the benefit of the doubt, even giving him the benefit of the doubt is still not entirely truthful, because if he's talking about the legal ones, that's not the issue we have, and that's not even the conversation that was had in the presidential debate. And he's talking about the presidential debate, and there was no talk about legal stuff. That's fine. We're talking about illegal immigration. He didn't talk about that, but there's another clip. There's more. There's a few more clips of him, a couple more clips of him explaining it. I don't know if you guys have any other comments or you want me to.
They're eating the dogs. Okay.
This one is New York Post on YouTube. Here's where Legend talks about the intentions of the immigrants coming to America.
We had about 15,000 or so immigrants move to my town of 60,000. Now, you might say, wow, that's a lot of people for a town that only had 60,000 before. That's a 25% increase. That is correct. So you might imagine there are some challenges with, integrating a new population, new language, new culture, new dietary preferences, all kinds of reasons why there might be growing pains, making sure there are enough services to accommodate the new larger population that might need bilingual service providers, et cetera, et cetera. So there are plenty of reasons why this might be a challenge for my hometown. But the bottom line is these people came to Springfield because there were jobs for them and they were willing to work. And they wanted to live the American dream, just like your German ancestors, your Irish ancestors,
Shout out the whites.
Italian ancestors, your Jewish ancestors, your Jamaican ancestors, your Polish ancestors, all these ancestors who have moved to this country, maybe not speaking the language that everyone else spoke, maybe not eating the same foods, maybe having to adjust, maybe having to integrate, but all coming because they saw opportunity for themselves and their families in the American dream, and they came here to do that.
Wow. I mean, I've heard this before, though. I've honestly heard this and this mentality from the people shielded from a lot of what's going on. I've heard it all. Like, I've heard all that. Like, oh, I mean, it's fine. And they'll wash over, they'll like paint over a large topic, which can have a lot of details, and just paint it all with a broad stroke, like, but they're just all immigrants. I mean, we're talking about the difference between these immigrants. We're talking about the difference between an Italian ancestor and a Haitian ancestor, and they are significant.
Yeah. There's a lot of optimism to me. It's just like so overly benefit of the doubt to the immigrants. Like it's overgeneralizing what their intentions are, and basically saying that they're coming here because they want nice jobs. And yeah, they may not assimilate because it's a little hard due to language and whatever he said, all the things he named off, all these barriers. But no, that's not what makes you not assimilate. It's you have most importantly, you have no character. So I don't know. I just think he's over pumping the intentions of the immigrants being in a positive light opposed to the reality.
That's a great point. Am I loud enough? Okay, yeah, I think I am. That's a great. I just don't hear myself in my ears as much. But it sounds. It looks like it sounds okay. That's a great point. That liberals, I find, tend to think most people are good. They wouldn't cheat. They wouldn't lie. They wouldn't steal.
Right.
Human beings aren't like that. Human nature is evil. And when you open yourself up to being taken advantage of by unscrupulous people, there's going to be a lot who take advantage in the wrong way. Even the moral people are going to take advantage of the situation because you're opening yourself up to that.
Yeah, yeah, and you want to be open to the idea of like, you don't want to think of the mindset they're coming here and they're going to do just great things, but you also don't want to like be super negative and be like, oh, they're coming here to destroy the country. You just wait and see type of thing. But it's it's just basically picking side. You're picking a side, and you don't like the opposition of saying something that may be negative. So now all you do is paint a picture of something that's not entirely true.
Right.
Over positive, whatever it is. It's just too much.
Yeah, it
to me.
reminds me of Obamacare. They ignore all the negative things that happened from Obamacare by pointing out only the quote unquote positive things that came from Obamacare.
Right.
And so they said, those are the facts. Those are the facts, Hake.
Right.
Wow.
But that's not the whole. That's not the whole truth.
Yeah. I agree.
Wow, as long as you could say, but I did the right thing or whatever.
Right.
If
right.
one person is helped,
Oh,
then it's worth it. Yeah. You thought the Italians were bad. Just wait till you see the Haitians.
Right. Wasn't there issues when they came too?
Yeah, there were
People
problems with every single one of those groups.
The Germans too?
A certain wave of the Germans we don't like, according to my old resident historian Asriel.
Oh, man. Well, he said right there, he said that something about roughly, and I may be getting these numbers wrong, 60,000 people they had in his hometown, and 15,000 left because there weren't any jobs. So there was a demand for jobs, and then 15,000 Haitians came over, and now the population is now back up to 60,000. But he's basically saying that they're all here just to do a good job and here to work. 15,000 people are all just heaven
Yeah, I know,
sent,
perfect.
you know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Heaven
Right.
sent,
Some of them are
good
gonna,
morals,
some of them are gonna be
Yeah,
decent,
yeah.
hopefully.
you know?
But a lot of them are not, and
Yeah.
their whole culture in their whole country is sort of dysfunctional.
Exactly.
And they're ignoring that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what I hear with the Palestinians, which the chat might get taken away, deviate from that. But the Palestinians can't get their country to work together.
Yeah.
And it's both the leadership and the plebs.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's a reflection of both.
That's
I've heard that,
interesting.
all the
Yeah.
Arab countries surrounding the Palestinians, they don't want them.
They don't want 'em,
as much
yeah.
as they want to support them, because everybody knows what's up. Everybody knows Palestine is not Palestine. If it exists, I don't even know. I'm so ignorant. Is the people, and it's like people don't want to say what the obvious thing that everybody knows. They just look at Haiti. Just look at Haiti. It's
Yeah.
an absolute mess.
Like there's Haiti and
And
there's
it's
Dominican
because of
Republic,
Haitians.
and
Yeah.
they're on the same island. I get that the east side of the island might be easier to work with or something than the west side of the island, which is Haiti, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't get how the Dominican Republic is functioning significantly better, I think, than Haiti is.
Well, they say they had a huge debt to pay after France, like
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the
because
French
they-
debt that was imposed on them for
Yeah, the slaves revolted and got their independence, and
Basically.
then France imposed some
killed off a massive amount of white people.
killed all the whites, whether they were slave owners or not. I heard from somebody. I forget where.
ChatGPT confirms this.
And then, yeah, I heard like Black Lives Matter UK tweeted something about some debt that like equivalent to
Yeah.
billions of dollars, $50 billion.
It
that the Haitians-
was.
and they never recovered from that. People can recover from anything if they have like some spark of life in them.
Well,
Yeah.
Keith Woods shared something really interesting, and it was about that debt that they had paid off in like 1947. And then he shared an image of Japan, which was like, what was it, Nagasaki? One of these places that
Hiroshima
was
and Nagasaki,
destroyed from an
yeah.
atomic bomb. It's like
Yeah.
rubble. And then in those 2 years, I think 1945, Japan, rubble. 1947, the Haitians pay off the debt. Japan, amazing, beautiful. Like they've definitely built back up since the atomic bomb. Turned back to Haiti, still a mess.
Yeah. That says a lot, though, and it also says, and you make a good point, is that it's the people, though, too, is that like
Right.
the people coming from Haiti, if they're destructive over there, no matter and there may be challenges in the country that make it hard to walk the straight path, but it's not an excuse for you to come here and not be moral. But I also want to say too is that just because, let's just say what he's saying is true, that the legal immigrants are coming here with good intentions to work. Just because they have good intentions doesn't mean they're going to come here and those intentions are just going to be pure. You
True.
know what I mean? It's just like,
Everybody has good intentions.
right? They may have meant well when they said, I'm leaving,
Right.
but we don't know the truth. But
There's
Don't
one-
you ever get up in the mornings and like, today I'm going to rock it. I'm going to be
Right.
amazing today. I'm going to kill it and just be the best version of me.
And
I
it's
bet
the
you
worst
that's
day
what some
you
of them
ever
say
had.
on their way here. I'm gonna be the best version of me and live the American dream.
There's something that he touches on that's real, that's affecting Americans, whites, everybody. And that's the decline of the educated population, the aging white population that's also declining in numbers. A lot of cities are, including Baltimore too, losing in their numbers in population. The natives are not making enough babies, and so they don't have workers to keep the city up and function and bring in money.
Well, just
Hey, callers, appreciate you holding.
Yeah.
888-775-3773.
just small clarification of what he said on this first clip is, according to him, I don't know nothing how true, but according to him, he was saying that the people who left because there weren't enough jobs. So they
Right,
yeah, he
that's what I
says,
mean.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because
Okay.
a lot of our towns are like old folks that go in there, or people who are not having as many kids, and the kids go away, and so
Yeah.
it just makes the whites are not having enough babies, and so you don't have young enterprising people making businesses and
Okay, I see.
and
The opportunities aren't they're growing. The opportunities aren't growing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, I don't know if you guys have any last comments before I get to the last clip.
Go for it.
New York Post on YouTube. Here is where Legend shares how he thinks we should treat the immigrants. Law.
Some facts about immigrants. They usually do very well here. They are hardworking. They're ambitious. They commit less crime than native-born Americans. And they will assimilate and integrate in time, but it takes time. So I think all of us need to have the same kind of grace that we would want our ancestors to have when they moved here. With our
Grace.
Haitian brothers and sisters will move here too. And nobody's eating cats. Nobody's
He
eating
mentions
dogs.
it.
Hey.
We all just want to live and flourish and raise our families in a healthy and safe environment. How about we love one another? I grew up in the Christian tradition. We said to love our neighbor as we love ourselves and treat strangers as though they might be Christ. So, how about we adopt that ethos when we talk about immigrants moving to our communities and don't spread hateful, xenophobic, racist lies about them.
I bet you John Legend wouldn't for a second accept even a quarter of what a Haitian is doing if it was a white person in his neighborhood, or an American or whatever. He wouldn't.
Or
he
even
would-
a Haitian in his neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Because where is he living
Yeah.
now, really? Did ChatGPT tell you?
And somewhere
let me
fancy,
find
he got
out.
a white robe on, and
Terrible.
yeah, to me, it's just like a complete denial of reality. Like if we're being honest, human nature is it's just not reality that we behave this way. Even people, who have the best intentions, even people who are waking up, he's speaking on these angelic immigrants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's saying is if like we need to treat them better, all that stuff, that they're harmless and they're sweet people, and when they come here, they just want to make a better life for them. They just want to live the American dream. Leave them alone. And if they're not eating the cats and dog, whatever the case is,
I'm surprised he confronted that one. He went. I thought he was going
How
to
does he
skirt
know?
around it.
We just have to say we don't know. That's the honest answer.
Right.
I don't know.
yeah, exactly.
I'm just.
You
telling
can't
you
say
what
they're.
this
I
person
can't say
said.
they're not. I can't say they
Right.
are.
Yeah, I just don't like how he's denying the fact that there's if people are coming here, that there's a chance that they are not coming here to live properly, and they're not. And he even hesitated, and I watched this specifically when he said, yeah, they're going to assimilate, but it's going to take some time, because they're not assimilated. Look at Los Angeles. When you go to these little pockets of Los Angeles, that's not assimilation. We have Little Korea. We have Chinatown. We got all these places, and they look like China, Korea, Mexico.
Yeah.
Like that's not assimilation. So
True.
he's just not being honest.
And man, there was something. Oh, American Anchor Baby. I think on Friday, I don't know which day it was, but you played these different women, having issues with the reckless driving.
Yeah.
By these Haitians. I remember the Asians used to be kind of bad, but this not because they're reckless. They're too cautious. They're in the way.
Yeah.
But these Haitians are the opposite extreme. They're reckless.
crazy. I
And they're killing people,
Like
allegedly.
you almost wouldn't believe it until you see these compilations of like news story with a Haitian after Haitian in Springfield, Ohio,
Yep.
and we're talking about like crashing into sides of buildings,
Yikes.
like you've never driven a car before, and this is your first time.
And so people are scared to drive into like where the areas where they are or walk in
Right.
areas where they are with their kids because they don't want to get killed or crash.
Alleged reports of insurance driving, like your people's regular driving insurance going up 2, 3, 4 times.
Yeah, that's
and,
right.
And they're
That's
being
crazy.
told, sorry, your area has become a high risk area all of a sudden.
Yeah. It's just normal thinking, though. It's just normal thinking to know that you have to be cautious of anybody coming to a foreign land. Like if we go to another country, and I've been one time, they were all looking at me like, okay, who is he? Even though they're nice,
Yeah.
you know, they're really nice and stuff like that, but it's still like, I don't have, my culture is different from their culture, so it's normal that they're going to question whether their safety, how I'm going to operate, what am I... It's just common sense.
Have some understanding. Don't browbeat the whites and
Yeah.
call them racist.
Yeah.
It's like when I hear Jesse,
Be a Christian, John Legend. That's your
Right.
tradition.
you know, people are saying that it's unchristian to judge these Haitians because they're Christian. I heard
Oh Lord,
that's silly, but I was gonna say
they're 90%. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what percent
some
supposedly
sort of
Christian
yeah.
they
I
are.
don't know. They took Christianity and took it somewhere else, like the Mexicans.
Yeah,
they
that's
added
what I
some,
thought of.
They added some
Voodoo.
weird stuff. It's not Christian. They call it Christianity, but it's. I mean, even in Mexico too. I remember going, and I thought it was just like, oh, that's something I read about, and I thought, okay, it's like a fringe thing. But I'm telling you, this like weird
Yeah.
vibe of Catholicism is in like every person. And whenever I ask people about like
And it's not
religion,
normal Catholicism.
it's strange. I don't know how to describe it, but it's
Yeah.
all like strange. It's a lot of yellow and like
Whoa.
anyways, what I wanted to say is it's like when Jesse says about when he asks, he wonders, are the black people like cursed or something like that? And people are like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Is he talking about like their DNA? Is he being racist? But it's more like like an evidentiary thing. When you hear me say that Haiti is like Haiti because of the Haitians, there's some people who are like, oh my God, he thinks that Haiti is like that because of their skin color or something. You don't have to go there. I'm not going there. But can you deny the evidence? Can you deny the evidentiary claim that it's a mess because of that?
Yeah, well, there's a culture. See, that's what I was going to ask you guys too. See what you guys thought is that when we're talking about Christianity, like Mexicans or other people, kind of like adding their own version of it. To me, it seems like there's like this bleed through of, and even Haiti, like using that example, is like there's this bleed through of their culture, which is not Christian culture or God's culture, but is their culture being like woven into Christianity, and now they're adopting this new thing, opposed to assimilating in the way of really understanding God and His nature, and then becoming, that's a new culture. Am I making sense here?
I think you are, yeah.
Like, because that's what I feel like what's happening is that, like, when you use the example of the Mexicans doing their own Christianity, is that their custom and ways are being fit into Christianity, opposed to Christianity being its own way of living. Do you think
you're
that
right,
that's
man.
the problem?
I think it's in many parts you're right, and to add to that in a way that I may not totally understand, but there seems to be evidence in their own culture and history, Haiti's revolution, killing off the white people, a general sort of rejection of what they were given or forced upon, whatever. The Mexicans too, they have a long history of they called them like cruceros or something like that. It was a large group of people who did not like the Spaniards and the Catholicism, and they had a lot of bloody war between them and driving them off and stuff like that.
Wow, that's
so it's
interesting.
in their history.
Crazy.
This rejection may have formed into this bastardized Christianity.
like not really being born again, really walking the right. Interesting stuff.
I mean, look
We
at
d-
American Christianity today. It's more like
Yeah.
feminist friendly, big
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
communist friendly,
Ding.
That's true.
anti-racist and all that.
Yeah.
And it's not real Christianity.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. That's like it's like a cult. It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
occult. It's like
Terrible.
dark.
Do you guys
Some
think?
brujeria in the white people.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, do you guys think because how emotional society has gotten over the years, that it's that same concept of the emotions being woven into Christianity and now becoming this fluffy cotton candy, as that guy
Yeah,
said. Yeah. What a mess.
I think so.
Yeah.
Speaking on Christianity, I don't know if we want to take a couple.
You wanna take this
calls.
call?
Yeah, and then we'll come back to the story.
All right, we got. Let me turn this on. We got Terry out of Oregon. How you doing, Terry?
Doing.
Hi,
You're
Terry.
It's gonna be hard talking to all three of you. Okay, I had a comment about John Legend and just, I guess, celebrities in general. I don't know why John Legend or any other entertainer or celebrity gets so involved in driving the political narrative that we all have to be subjected to. It's really weird to me. Like if he were running for office, or actually interested in being politically involved, it would make sense. But it's just amazing to me how we seem to be at the behest of these celebrities as if they're some kind of ruling class or something.
I agree. I don't know if you guys ever.
It seems like
point.
they are effectively, in a sense.
Like
I don't
you
know
know
if you're alluding to some suspicion as to if it's really coming out of John Legend, but I'll say this: if it is effectively that, because the public is effectively affected by these celebrities, they are a ruling class in a sense.
I think that
and
John Legend and Chrissy Legend, it seemed, I could be wrong, but I wasn't aware of them being political until Trump came along, and then they had severe Trump derangement syndrome. They were nasty, in my opinion, on Twitter. Anybody can sound nasty on Twitter because it's written down, so you just read it and you read it in the nastiest tone that you can imagine. But they seem
I wrote it like that. Don't worry.
So Trump might have brought it out of them, and people always want to go on the internet, no matter how not people, but a lot of people always want to go on the internet and put what they believe online, whether they're your uncle on Facebook or a no-name uncle on Facebook or John Legend.
Yeah.
my uncle does make some interesting posts sometimes.
Do you suspect that it's Russian, that he fell for some Russian disinformation?
No, never.
Okay,
Not
nice.
No, I'm more likely to get sucked into that than my uncle. But it just what I also thought of. But you remember George Clooney getting all involved after the first debate with Biden, and I was like, why is George Clooney
Because they're
involved
married.
in this?
He was a big Obama guy. George Clooney was. He was a huge Obama fan and
Did
friend.
he have an official position? Why do we care what he thinks?
I know. I always wonder that too. Why these celebrities want to get in? What I think is that they want to feel this sense of importance about talking about these things, because when you think about the arts, movies, dance, music, these are things that are fun to do, entertainment, but they don't really bring much depth. So they feel this entitlement to want to feel important, to feel like they're more than just this actor or entertainer. So then now they want to show the world that they're smart. That's kind of what I think.
But
And they're married.
a lot of musicians and actors feel like they're deep.
Yeah, that's true too.
They feel like they're really culturally important and
that's a good point.
touching people's lives. But they also do, I suspect, I've heard too, people say, feel guilty about all the easy money that they make, and so they feel like They should share it and make the government make everybody else share their money too, with the poors,
Yeah.
with the super brokies.
Super brokies. Add a human rights lawyer as a wife. Add add Trump in the mix, coming out and making all the women mad, including your wife. And now you got it. You got an activist man.
And we are interested because we're either on their side or we love to hate them for taking the wrong side. We the normal people. We the brokies.
Yeah, this is true.
We the non-super brokies.
The secret about the brokies is they're secretly trying to be in the rich club,
Right.
and even though they deride the rich crew.
And if I could add one more thing is that I think it's also what you're saying too, James, is that people weren't outspoken too much about politics that I'm aware of until Trump came out, and what Trump did is ignite the anger in people. So now they feel like my voice is important. I gotta go and influence my audience to not vote for this crazy man type of thing. So I think the derangement syndrome, Trump derangement syndrome, is a big part of it.
Yeah, it brought it out for sure. Big time.
You there, Terry?
I'm here. I'm just taking it all in. I mean, I have so many thoughts about this. I don't want to take up too much time, but I do think, like, we're always being just told to have compassion or having our empathy weaponized against us about the situation, as if, like, you can't have empathy for these refugees or whatever, and also have that for your fellow citizens who are facing, actually having to integrate these people into their community who don't speak the language, are getting, preferential treatment, and, really are kind of being destructive in their community. Like, if we got to take people in, we need to have a plan in place to do it. We can't just take people in and drop them off in a small town and expect things to work out.
And that is so, by definition, not selfless. That is, I think, the big mistake. You're hearing this a lot. I think even John Legend was like, I mean, we all, even the migrants, we all just want an American dream. We just want a safe life. And you hear that a lot from people. Like,
So did the Trump
both
assassin.
sides. What?
The Trump would-be assassin was talking that same way.
Really?
He's
He's like, we all just want the same thing. We just want safety. Right.
Yeah.
I hear this a lot. But it's by definition not to bring in all these people, and it doesn't affect you, and you finger wag at the people who are saying something and speaking up about it. It's just by definition not. I think we gotta start calling that out, because I hear that a lot, and people can't really respond. It's like, it's true. We
There's
both
no
just
love
want
for
the
the
same
racists.
things.
Yeah.
Where's the love for the racists?
But every person that I've seen, when a homeless person, it don't matter word, color, nothing, culture, when a homeless person invades their space, they're always like this. Or whatever form this takes on, whether it's words back up, whether it's the hand, it's always the case. And that's exactly what this is with the immigrants coming in. But in the mind, to them, it sounds nice to just say, but just let them all in, it's fine. But when it comes to them directly, they don't want to admit that you wouldn't let the homeless person into your house. You might help them a little bit over there, but your family is more important than this.
Bingo.
Yep.
That's true. He would totally protect his family over in Beverly Hills over, according to ChatGPT.
Well, they don't have to deal with the ramifications of this. It's not them. He's not in Springfield anymore. He left a long time ago.
For work.
Exactly, for work. And there's no work there to be had.
And that's part of the failure of, I guess, the whites or somebody. What the problem with the work is.
Yeah, we should be making more industry for, all the refugees to do.
Oh, Terry's in Ohio, right?
No. Oregon. Same thing.
One of the O's.
I can't deal with the disrespect.
My bad.
Oregon, Ohio. All right.
Any last comments, Terry? We gotta move.
No, no.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, I appreciate
Gracias.
you calling.
Bye.
Nice.
There's another caller.
Okay.
What now? Was there something else you wanted to play?
Yeah, I have a couple more clips. We'll come back to that caller. Let's get through these clips really quick. So, we were talking about Christianity before TERRI called in, and I just wanted to get your guys' opinion and the chat's opinion as well, the viewers and the watchers' opinion as well. Is I came across this street preacher, and a couple of these videos that I saw, they're viral, so they've been around. People may have seen them already. They're not brand new, so you may be familiar with them. But I saw some interesting things that I kind of wanted to get your guys' opinion. So this is from Ministry of the Word on YouTube. Street preacher faces off with man amongst a homosexual crowd in a biblical debate.
This looks like Dundas Square. I know where this is, I think.
Your same-sex partner doesn't love you if they're not trying to save you from hell.
How exactly, without relying on the word of your God itself, can you vouch for your God telling the truth? Other than him saying that he is telling the truth, what assurance do you have that it's not lies?
Okay, but what standard are you going to? By what standard will you judge my answer? By your own reasoning?
By the rules of logic and reason.
All right, what are the rules of logic?
The rules of logic are that your answer cannot be inherently contradictory to itself.
Okay, amen. So God never contradicts himself.
There are over 300 direct contradictions of instruction to man in the Bible.
Show me one. Now I know, because what you're doing is you're lying and you're making up information that's not true. Now to answer your question, the Bible is a record. It's a record of mankind. It's a record of God. It's a record about Jesus, and it's a record about the human condition and the world in general. Just like you learn how to read through a book. You learn how to write through whether the spoken or written word. The Bible is the spoken, written word of God, and that's how can we know it's true.
And he's saved from homosexuality. Wait, sorry. He didn't say he was.
No, he didn't say he was.
My apologies.
But just to break that down just a little bit more is that the white guy was telling the preacher what makes the Bible and what you read true. Like, how do you know that it's telling the truth? And I like the fact that the preacher was like, well, how are you going to judge me based off of it? Your logic? You know what I mean? So are you going to be the one that decides what is true or not? But the thing that was weird to me is that, like, all that the street preacher said back to prove or whatever was that because God said so. You know what I mean? And to me, it's just like, that's not, because if the guy's asking, well, how do you know for sure what you're reading is true? There should be we hear Jesse talk about it, that the Spirit would then testify or whatever, right, to it. But instead, he just does the same exact thing that the white kid does. He just says, because God said so. But the white guy is saying, well, it's not true because I say so. So it's like, I don't know, I just thought that was weird. I don't know if you guys caught that.
It was a strange situation because he just kind of steamrolled over him after a few seconds of interaction.
Yeah.
Rather than, it was interesting. The guys brought up that there are 300 contradictions in the Bible directly from God saying do this, and then God saying no, actually do this, and it's supposedly contradictory. But if you think about it, language and words and different situations, and when you say something, like don't hate. But then Trump says, I hate Taylor Swift. But his nature is not hateful.
Right.
At least from I can tell. Yeah. So I'm like, who cares?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like misreading the context of what it is. And I love that too, is that the white guy is just misreading and not properly understanding the word. Like he's not whatever. But say that, like if you're on that's what I'm saying. Like if you're on the street and you're the street preacher, you're representing God. That's what he thinks he's doing.
Yeah.
And you come back in this like same attitude, same tone, saying that because it's the book is the truth because God said so. It's like, how is that convincing? How is that? You know what I mean?
I would have said something like, it rings true to me. Like I would
exactly.
because either it makes sense to me,
Yeah.
or it doesn't.
Yeah.
What were they arguing about?
If
I'm
the
not even sure.
whether
What God says, really. And then he brought up the Bible.
yeah,
They
if the
both brought up
Bible is true or not. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, they both sound like the same. They just sound like they're arguing. And all the black guy did, who's supposed to be the street preacher, is say that you're just a liar. You're just a liar. And you're lying on. And there's another clip that I don't have here, but he just goes to that little area. Do you know what it's called?
Young and Dundas Square.
Okay.
That's right in Toronto. It's
in Toronto.
Square. It's really nice. It's right in front of the Eaton Center. It's the square of Toronto, the city.
Nice.
Young and Dundas Square.
And he was in there. And on the previous clip, I don't have it here, but he's just preaching about how gay is wrong and you're
That's
all
how I
going to
know him.
hell and and all this stuff. But he's not like.
I used to see him. He'd
You're
be
familiar
like,
with that guy?
I used to
Oh,
walk
okay,
by him all
wow.
the time. He'd be like, "Gay is wrong. Gay, don't be gay." He'd be like yelling at people, and like back then, I didn't even think about God. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is some annoying person. I don't want to. I don't want to hear this."
Yeah, I just think it's a weak, it's a bad, I'll say a bad representation of God. It's like I understand you want to speak the word, but
I remember
what are
with
you
the Muslims?
yeah, what are you bringing with it? But anyway, there's a bigger point that I want to make. I don't know if you guys have any other points about that.
He did come off as a little annoying in that he's just kind of over aggressive, not really reasoning with the person.
Yeah.
And the other guy is not, of course,
Right.
in any kind of reasoning spirit either. He
Right.
he
But
came
this
up
is
and
the
presented
street
a
preacher.
gotcha question,
Yeah.
and they're just mocking each other at that
But
point.
it seems more annoying coming from the street preacher, who's
Right,
supposed
because
to
he's
be
supposed to be setting an example.
an example, big time, man. And it's like arguing around the argument as opposed to getting to the point. It's like it's useless. It's not like you're gonna convince this guy anyways. He came with a gotcha anyways, but it's like, okay, are you arguing with logic? It's like, let's get to a question.
Is homosexuality
Are you?
wrong?
But are you gonna come at me
whatever.
from the wrong place? It's like maybe I'm biased. I don't know. How about we talk about it? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
But see, that's the thing that I
instead
like
of talking around it.
that or there. Like, let's get to the point and talk about it. To me, I find that a lot of these street preachers, I don't know a lot of them, but the ones I see, there's this switch that goes off in the brain that says this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. And they approach all things with that. So this guy says homosexuality is wrong, and he just goes in this Canadian place.
Yeah.
And he's just like, this machine gunning everybody opposed to, there's not even no option or chance for a conversation because he's going there already to condemn. That's what it feels like.
The person tells you that they believe in homosexuality, and now you're like, but that's wrong. This whole person is wrong.
Exactly,
And everything they say
exactly.
besides that is wrong as well. Everything now, and it's wrong. You get all excited and you start talking fast.
Yeah.
And you don't even care about what the other person's saying. It's
Exactly.
evil. It's pure
Yeah.
evil.
I wonder if it's insecurity that he's just
It is.
steamrolling and being like the Bible is true and that's that.
It is. It is. It is.
That's what it feels. Well, I have a part 2 of a different guy doing a similar thing, but just in a different way. This is from Whoever Has a Son, a man with Christian posters in the park. He's not street preaching, but he has posters up in a park. Is approached by this a triggered transgender.
How's it going?
Excellent. It is truly lovely to see folks like you out here today.
Are you-
Thank you for providing that for me, for letting me know that no matter how low I ever sink, I will never be the kind of grotesquerie that you are presenting here for these folks today.
Are you judging us, or
No. Was I too subtle for you to pick up on that on your own?
so you're being
Ooh.
judgmental?
Obviously,
Yeah.
yes.
You're being hateful?
That's on you.
No, because is that coming from a place of love, tolerance, or is that coming from
What
hatefulness?
exactly is there here to tolerate?
That's okay.
You're done talking now.
That's okay. You're coming to my space.
I'm aware.
Yeah,
I
so that's
fully
okay.
intend to make sure that you leave
Yeah.
here feeling as well as you deserve to.
I love you and I love you, okay? That's it. I love you both.
We both know that's not true.
I don't know you guys. Like, I don't know. When I say guys, I mean, like, I don't know you people or however you want me to refer to you as.
Gender language.
I dearly wish that you have the day that you deserve, and then tomorrow have a worse one. Signed, a transgender woman who had to leave the country she's from because of people like you.
Okay. I wish.
More for the road.
I wish you the best. Okay. I wish you the best. Jesus said, "Love your enemies."
Tomorrow, so I don't have to see you again.
Jesus said, "Love your enemies. Bless those who curse you, and pray for those who hate you."
Transgender woman refugee is an enemy of yours now.
I would avoid, honestly, I would avoid talking to them. I would not, like someone, let's say I don't know if I would ever do something like that, but someone comes up to me and they're transgender, they're like, I think you're wrong and you're pissing me off, I'm transgender. I'd be like, no, I'm sorry. No, I don't want to talk. I'm not trying to do anything. You're completely right.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be judgmental.
No point to.
But it's just, well, honestly, you should do that with all people, but
yeah,
these people can be quite violent, is what I'm trying to say.
Antifa has more violent transgenders per capita, I think. Crazy.
Yeah. I
But that guy didn't turn violent.
No.
He was just
he did.
Absolutely
only verbally violent.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like
attitudinally violent.
Yeah. Like, to me,
they both kind of had the same tone of voice, really.
It's so funny because, like, when he all he's saying is, I love you, I love you. That's what he says. Like, she's getting crazy, and then he says, I love you. I just want you to know I love you. What? It just don't make sense. It's unnecessary. Or he says, I wish you well. And all he's doing to me is just repeating the Bible and saying, oh, that's what I should do. But it's not real to me. You know what I mean? It's like that's how his way of combating evil is saying, I love you. You know, if you really did, you wouldn't do it. That's not your saying it. Doesn't make it real. You know what I mean? And in the clip, I don't have it. Well, I guess I won't speak on it because I don't have that part of the clip. But it's just, to me, is another false example of people trying to represent God, because that's not. She's leaving with nothing. What is she gonna say?
There you go again with the she
or he, whatever.
This person,
this transgender
individual with.
Parts.
This
with
refugee.
Parts. With this Mrs. Humpty Dumpty, I don't know.
With added Miss Humpty Dumpty.
I mean, Mrs. a potato head.
But it's like, this person is leaving with nothing but the fact that you try to say, I love you. Jesus said to love your enemies and not to condemn them. That's not anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like these people go out there and it makes you question, like, and I know they may mean well, but it's like, what are we really doing? Like, what you're not defending Christianity or anything. It's just like this weird thing that I can't quite put my finger on. I don't know.
It is a bit. It did seem, the whole interaction seemed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed off. I mean, think about even being out there in the first place.
Yeah.
And this may be too hardcore and missing the point, but I'm trying to illustrate something here that if you had this love he's talking about, would he be trying to change the world like that and going out there in the first place? Or,
That's
you know
what I'm
saying?
trying to say, exactly.
Like he would have, I don't know. It's just.
It's interesting because it sets up for a possibly really good conversation, because you're inviting an interaction. And in the midst of that interaction, you can possibly be a light.
And that could be true, but it's like, it makes me question the intentions and agenda of these type of people, because why are they not conversating? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not even conversating. All he did was quote the scripture saying, I love you at the most wrong time. I love you. It like that wasn't even an answer to the rebuke that this person had. They didn't get into the issue of why transgender is wrong or anything. It was just like, oh, you're being combative. I love you. Or you could have just ignored it and said, you're not worth having the conversation when you're not open.
It could be desperation too. Like,
yeah.
This is what I'm supposed to say as a Christian, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, I'm starting to get stressed out. I love you. And then you're calling me names, but I'm the Christian. I love you.
Deserve.
Have a nice day. I love you. Have a nice day.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you
What
guys.
did the sign say? It was just something like.
I'm not sure.
It was something Christian.
Yeah. But he slips. I had to just say it. He slips up in the video, allegedly, right? Because I don't have the clip. He slips up in the video and really gets into like a thing with her, with whatever.
This person?
They get into like a thing, but it's like his veil of like Christianity drops when they really start getting heated. I wish I would have had
He
it.
turns Mexican.
He starts
or whatever.
right,
he
he goes,
is.
exactly. He gets real into
That's
it,
funny.
and she calls him out, and then he has to
Passionate.
put the mask back on. I was like, what the heck are we even doing here? But my question for you guys is, what do you guys think in general about street preaching? Do you think it's good, necessary, in your opinion?
I've seen some of the craziest stuff with Christians out on the street. I've seen even here in LA. There's this one guy, and you might have even seen him, and he'll pick like an intersection somewhere in the LA City area, and he'll put on headphones. He's like this Mexican guy. He has this big white cross, and he's just like this.
Yep.
You've seen him, right?
Yep.
You've seen him, and he'll pick different. Every now and then, I'm driving around, and say, "Oh, so he picked this intersection today," and he's just like. and then the light changes, and then he'll go to the other one, and then go back like this.
Yeah,
I see some of the craziest. I remember I made a street preaching drunk, and he would go to different bars. He would go to different bars. He'd be drunk, and he'd be talking to people about Jesus in Hamilton, Ontario.
I was about to say this wasn't
Canada.
America.
I see some crazy stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
My first exposure to street preachers was Brother Dean Saxton.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Whom I gave a tip. Kelly was the producer, actually, of the Jesse Lee Peterson show. And I came across this on some conservative website that felt that this was too far. He had a sign that said, "You deserve R." And then and it went viral.
Yeah,
he was over on like some Arizona campus.
Yeah.
And I went and searched him up on YouTube, and I looked into it. I'm like, I like this. This was in my radical days, so I'm not sure how I would feel about it today.
Yeah.
But the way that he was interacting with them was funny.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know if he got anybody on his side or if he really interacted with many people, but to the Muslim girls, he would be like, "Too much face." And another gal who was all mad, she kind of portly. She might be a L-word, lesbian.
Yeah.
And he got all kinds of people, a whole crowd coming around him.
Yeah.
And
so he was entertaining as well.
Yeah, he was entertaining.
Yeah.
He was good-natured about it. He wasn't. I never saw him angry. He would get beat up. And there was another guy who was also on the JLP show, Ruben Israel. He's died now. But Ruben Israel Chavez is fatter, bigger, bald, scary Mexican biker-looking guy who was also a street preacher for a long time. He's very aggressive, very in your face, very condemning, if you will.
Yeah.
But I like those two guys. But there is a trend of street preacher-ness, and it seems egotistical. I heard that they infight amongst each other. They're all ego. They are all trying to get online, get notoriety. And so there's probably, just with any denomination, I guess, if you will, any group, there's going to be the ones who are going about it in the wrong way. Maybe there's a right way to go about it. I'm not sure.
Well, see, I mean this when I say I can totally be wrong about this, and that's why I'm a see what you guys think. But I don't know. I don't think that, because a lot of people will say that Jesus did that. Jesus walked the streets and was like spreading the word on the streets, and a lot of these.
And after he died, the other.
Yeah, we're doing
disciples
right,
left
and then the disciples. So a lot of street preachers I would imagine feel like this is their duty to do the same exact thing. But the thing is that I think people misunderstand is that Jesus never was intentionally drawing attention to himself. He actually didn't want attention because that would mean more trouble for him and his disciples. They were actually being persecuted. This is not just like you can call the cops and they'll come in and deal with the issue. No, the cops were the ones that were gonna
arrest you,
you, Jesus, right?
Some of them did get
stone you. So it was different times, but also Jesus didn't want attention for that reason because he also didn't want the word to get out to fall on the swine, whatever the scripture is. He didn't want to spread the message too much because he wanted it to slowly make its way in the right time. But these people are on a megaphone screaming at people loud so they get attention.
Right.
So to me, it feels like it's the opposite of what Jesus was doing.
It's potentially playing God.
Yeah.
You know, because you're trying to create a situation rather than where one Christian man said, "We're always getting opportunities, always, and
Yeah.
most of the time we're missing opportunities." And so, in the little things, I wonder how these street preachers and how they're really living, how they're interacting with their own family members, with themselves, by themselves, and all that stuff. So, I think that it's kind of like the Pharisees were accused by Jesus of missing the real stuff and holding on to go out into all the world and preach the gospel.
Yeah. That's what I question, is that what's the intention? Is it to get attention or to spread a message? And I feel like Jesus wasn't trying to get attention, more so as he knew he had a message he needed to send, and people were coming to him, type of thing.
It might be like a false sense of obligation, like they feel guilty if they don't do it because the Bible says go into all the world and preach, baptizing them in the name and blah blah blah.
Yeah, like a false conviction.
Yeah,
by the
like if
Bible.
I don't do this, I'm not following what I'm supposed to do as a Christian.
That's a good point.
You guys want to take a call?
Yeah,
sure.
Him, Diddy, on the air. How you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Are you on speaker, sir?
Sort of. I'm driving. Let me alter this.
Him, Diddy.
Is that better?
Way better.
How you guys doing?
Doing fine.
Hi y'all. With that preacher, street preacher in Hamilton, the drunk one, did he happen to look like Jesus by any chance?
He did have long hair and a beard.
Was he blonde?
No, like a dirty blonde. Blonde. He had like Birks on.
Birkenstocks.
He wore glasses?
No. I can't remember. I don't think
Did
so.
Did he wear a robe?
I can't remember him wearing a robe, but I do remember him having some sort of getup. I can't remember what it was though.
I think
It
I
may
know
have been
that
a
guy.
robe.
He was a good friend of mine.
Are you joking around? I think he may
man.
have had glasses. Okay.
Yeah.
What if
he
I
goes
gave
by
you
Dirty Jesus?
What if I gave you a bar name?
A bar name? Yeah, maybe. But I mean, he's from the Hamilton area.
The Snooty Fox.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, he was all over. I saw him all over.
Yeah. Cool.
No way. Dirty Jesus.
Yeah,
There
he
you
goes
go.
by Dirty Jesus.
Yeah, you've been saved. You've been touched by Dirty Jesus. You want a beer?
So the other thing I was going to say, this might be an unpopular opinion, and I don't want to incite violence or hatred or anything. And I'm not even American, so who cares what I say? But so the Second Amendment is about a tyrannical government, right?
Yes.
Okay, so since the 40s or whenever America got the nuke and dropped the bomb, like America's kind of been the world police, right? Like global influence.
Yeah, I think so.
So wouldn't the actions of a tyrannical government then, like the responsibility of the people, fall on the tyrant's actions outside of the country as well?
Interesting question.
So what I'm getting at is, ever since I can remember, since 9/11 forward, America's been making enemies across the world. And now you got your borders open to them. And it seems like you guys didn't follow up on the Second Amendment when you had a chance. And now like, the hatred for America from the rest of the world is kind of justified because you guys didn't deal with your tyrant.
I just vow.
Jerk. Forget you. Forget you, him, Diddy.
Let's talk about Canada.
Oh, man.
Canada is really the one screwing up the world.
Deflect.
Canada.
Let's deflect.
Don't
Let's
say
go to
that
Canada.
word, kids.
I mean,
What are we
I was
supposed to
born in
do?
it. I was molded by this. I was molded by this darkness. Am I supposed to take up arms? When was I supposed to take up arms?
I'm going the neocon route. We are a net positive on the rest of the world.
True. I guess.
Maybe. I don't know.
Nick is shaking his head on me.
I actually don't know.
Why are you shaking your head?
Yeah. What am I? I'm
sure.
uninformed.
I'm not
let
even
me shut up.
He's saying that.
Sure I understand what he's saying.
Okay, so he's saying that we're imposing on the rest of the world, imposing democracy on the rest of the world, and we're making enemies. We're making
Perfect
enemies.
bombs, Baghdad and whatever. Like when George Bush finally said that the WMDs were a hoax, wasn't that like the moment for America to like regain its respect by dealing with the tyrant?
Oh,
but,
so
but the tyrant wasn't necessarily George W. Bush. It wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't George W. Bush's lie or any elected officials' lies. It was the intelligence agencies' lie,
but George Bush
or
is the final word.
International. The final word, but the final word is relying on bad information. Like he had a whole lot of people giving bad information. So how are you going to hold him responsible for that?
I guess, I don't know. In Japan, they like kill themselves if the power goes out. The CEO of the power company has to kill himself if he.
Seppuku is still a thing.
But that's why we're not Japanese, because we don't do that. Harikari. No. Is it called harikari?
No,
the suicide?
Yeah, you elect the guy to take responsibility, and then you go, well, it's not really his responsibility.
Well, I'm just saying that I think maybe it was even international agencies were saying that. So,
Diddy, you would also want us to take up arms against our neighbors in a sense too. I mean, because right now I'm thinking about the comment on the border, for example. He said,
I don't think the Second Amendment is the answer.
Yeah, he said, he said like, you guys are letting your tyrannical government. You have a Second Amendment to stand up against your government and use your guns against them.
Yeah,
and he's saying,
I didn't explain
he's saying that you're letting your government go crazy. You're letting your government go crazy all around the world. It's time to take up arms and fix them. And he also said that we're letting them keep the border open. I mean, you see my comment now? It's like we would have to take up arms against our neighbors because it's your fellow American who wants the borders open.
But there is no justified hatred, really.
Well, not if you
spiritually speaking
took responsibility.
No, spiritually speaking, there is no justified hatred.
Yes, that's true.
Obviously.
But unfortunately, the
but
people
practically
who were
speaking,
most
I get
affected by America were not Christian.
Yeah, practically speaking, I'm with you. Everybody, practically speaking, you can probably justify all hatred on some level. The whites deserve the hatred they get for being so weak. The blacks deserve the hatred they get for being so angry. The women deserve the hate that they get for being so playing victim.
Well, yeah,
the men deserve the hatred they get for being so weak.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if I'm understanding if I'm understanding correctly, I mean, to me, it all ends up relying on it. The responsibility goes back on us as the individual, because I mean, we can't blame. It was this is how I feel. I feel like the government can never step in if we never give them the door open. So I feel like it wouldn't even have to come to us having to take up arms, if that's what you're saying, if we weren't so weak in the first place to where now we have to defend our weakness. So I think it's the moral decline that's really the cause of.
The Second Amendment should be backed by a moral strength, and there is no moral strength in America or anywhere else in the world on the whole.
Yeah, and the whole taking up arms part of the Second Amendment, I think is like an absolute last resort. You can just dethrone somebody without killing them.
Yeah, it's really a protection. It's not for overthrowing the government. I don't think the Second Amendment is for necessarily, because the Second Amendment is a safeguard against the government being able to totally overthrow all of your rights. Not for us to overthrow them, but just so that they can't overthrow us totally. You know what I mean? Like, we're a little too squirrely for them to totally control.
Right. It leaves them a little bit of, it leaves them something to worry about in a sense.
Yeah.
I thought about it in that shallow way. Up until now, I thought about it in the other way, in that it leaves the space to overthrow. Yeah, how are you going to go up against F-16s? But up until now, I was thinking about it the other way. I was like, Yeah, it's to overthrow the government, but
Yeah,
if
politically,
you overthrew the government,
politically, most of the time, the government's not going to get away with F-16s on Springfield, Ohio. You know,
Big time.
We're going to be like,
No.
and let's say you overthrew the government, you would
you can
replace
do
them
that
with
to
another evil
Waco.
government. Sorry.
Florida probably has enough firearms and manpower to liberate North America.
I don't understand.
But we're not talking about liberating. We're talking about just protecting this a little semblance of liberty, rather than going all on the trains like we're told happened, and I believe it.
Yeah.
You know. Interest in him, did he?
All right, thanks, guys.
You Canadian.
I was gonna ask him something, but I forget.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, bud.
Nice. Thanks for not cussing.
Oh yeah, budskis.
Canadian. Shout out.
All right, take care, guys.
You
bye.
too. That's fun.
So what is the how many? Where's the callers at?
There are two more.
Yeah, let's get to
wanna take 'em?
callers so we can end soon.
Oh damn!
Because the American
Oh,
Anchor
damn.
Baby is coming up.
That's true. What are we gonna talk about, guys? We got John, California. How you doing?
What a mess. Hey, you guys.
Hey.
What's up, John?
Man, that topic is something. That's not my topic, though.
You
I
on
originally
speaker?
called it. Yeah, no, I'm not on speaker. I'm on an old-fashioned phone.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
My comment was about Haiti, and it's mostly the geography that's the disparity between them. Besides the whole historical mess, the Hispaniola, the whole island on the DR side, it's mostly plush, green. You know, they can farm easily, and on the Haiti side, it's dusty.
That makes sense. I could believe that.
Yeah.
Kind of like one
and
side
as
of
far
the
as the other caller, him Diddy,
Yeah.
like didn't TLP say that we shouldn't even bother trying to fight back? I mean, I've had instances where the one time where I was like, the one caller or person who said like, "I love you," that was a mess for me. I won't go into that. But you know, I'm kind of a peacenik. My parents were like, my mom was like angry type. Dad later on like defended me, so that was super cool. I apologized, or excuse me, I forgave my mom yesterday just to be on the safe side. And I said it kind of slick so she wouldn't know what was going on. And
got out of it.
Alpha.
It was pretty. It worked out.
You're supposed to get your courage back. Not dodge. No. Right on, man. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go back and do it again. No, play.
Yeah. So my parents. I never fought back, and it worked.
What do you mean it worked, though? How did it work?
It like many situations where like, because I don't believe in fighting. I've got like a real detached personality myself. Like the parents were like super secular, like Buddhist, and they forbid me from talking to Christians, right? Mm-hmm. And I came to like trying to come closer to God myself later, but I'm not like a Bible thumper, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, as far as like being like not fighting back, like I've had people in my life that later on showed me like, oh, dude, like, how do I say it? They showed me like my own flaws, and as God removed those flaws from me, it's as if those flaws ended up on other people. But that's just my own theory. I don't know.
So what do you mean exactly? So when you say that when you didn't fight back, you seen there was a good result to that.
Like a resolution, like that didn't involve me getting in trouble. Sometimes, like, you know, I pay for it with blood, like getting beat up, like what Hake was talking about earlier. There's some allusion to something else, not illusion, but allusion.
Right.
Yeah, it's been like in the moment. You can't even know. You can't plan for any of this. It's in the moment. Like as the moment occurs, like as I'm sticking to my guns of not being like trying to like, you can't fight with like anger or like you guys had said, like losing control during that moment of anger, I guess.
Right, but
Because
how has that helped you? How do you see not fighting back has been a
I get
result?
what you're saying. In the moment while I'm seeing these things before me, I see the avenue of escape or like everything A-OK kind of thing. Let's put it that way.
So you find a way out.
Yeah, like God gives you an escape path even though you may have made a mistake up to that point.
I don't quite understand what it means.
I vaguely relate to this stuff.
Like, for example, some kid like I was friends with in junior high, there was some beef and something. Kids were like, "Hey, you guys have a fight or something, right?" And then when it came to the moment where the whole junior high came to watch me and my friend, who's like smaller than me, and I'm like, I've never been in a fight. This is the only one. And then we were like looking at each other like, hey, we're friends. Like, this is like stupid. And then I guess, I don't know if someone was trying to like go to like a first, like, okay, we're punching now, I guess. And some big tough guy dude, I don't even just go into that, punched me in my ear, and I was like, ah. Instead of doing anything, I just like grabbed my backpack and went home.
Nice.
And then what was the result? What was the reward for that?
I didn't get suspended. I didn't get in trouble. I saved face. I don't care like what all the school thought of me as being weak or cowardly. I was like able to not get injured anymore. The little like getting punched in the ear was enough of a like. I mean, I don't believe in fighting, so it was like a popularity kind of thing, I believe.
So
we
you
were
were
both drummers, so it was like a competitive thing, I think.
So the mistake was even showing up there to fight in the first place, and then you came to your senses after you got the senses knocked into you.
I felt like I had to socially to show up, to be like, okay, I am operating somewhat within your world-ish, and then like showed my mercy and left.
He's like,
yeah.
I
don't want to.
And then he went away. And then Kevin Howe in the chat is like lame, and Kilo Alpha Tango is like lame. HSG wimp. But I like it. I like that story for some reason.
Did the other guy get suspended, or was there consequences for him?
No one got in trouble. But like that's just one example of like not like
Did they feel like they could mess with you again?
Conflict route, huh?
Well, the question that I'm wondering is, and this is just me asking innocently, is when you say that you got punched in the ear and you walked away, and you say you didn't get suspended, neither did he. So I'm trying to understand who had more benefits.
I'm just saying, like, I'm such a like scaredy cat about getting in trouble that like I knew the rules are fighting gets you in trouble. So, like, by not completing the equation of fighting back, the said fight never existed, and I was able to, like, maintain face with strict parents. It's all good.
Were you tempted to when you saw the big crowd?
No way, dude. I was just like, why are you guys trying to instigate such and such? Is this like a...
Oh, so you weren't tempted to fight when you saw the crowd. You were like, no, I'm still not fighting.
Exactly. Like, I mean, I know that I could really, like, hurt somebody, so I don't. And my sister, like, who I guess fell for some devil lives, this and that, we'll save you details for a different day, she wrote a story about me and submitted to her teacher saying that her older brother, blah, 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 John, is bigger and doesn't need to fight. Something like that. And to me, it's my own little proof, like, of her, like, falling for, like, some kind of lies later on. There you have
So an example of not fighting.
Not fighting, being a peacenik, not even, like, fighting back. Not even physically, or even, like, as you guys could kind of, like, cluing me into, like, interacting with people. Just, like, you don't have to say anything to the person asking for change. If you're just standing around waiting in line, you don't need to interact with the people that are, like, talking mess to one another, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, fair enough.
Can't get bullied if you don't care.
Well, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Nice.
Right on, John.
All right, see you guys.
You want to say something real quick?
Was that the last? That was it.
Got the click.
Okay.
We got hit.
I forgot the point. Is there one more?
Michael.
If you have, are we
Yeah,
good?
yeah.
Okay.
Michael from Canada.
Canada.
I don't know if we can we take this topic.
Oh.
Michael, you're on the air, but like, what the heck you
No, I
want to
just
say
about
about?
it.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's up, Michael? Tread light. I don't know what you want to say, but keep it clean.
I just want to say
Don't
I'll
slander people.
I'll be real quick and I'll be clean. I know sometimes I say bad words, but I'm in French, so nobody understands, so it's okay.
YouTube doesn't understand French.
No, they don't understand French Canadian. I'm not French. I'm French Canadian.
Wait, but how can are you Asian? Is he Asian?
No, he's French
I'm
Canadian.
not Asian.
I know,
I'm
but you
white.
sound like
no, man.
the letters from the word sound sharp, like how in Asian culture. But anyway, go ahead.
No, they speak Creole. They speak like low IQ language. You cannot understand when they speak. Even French don't understand.
Yeah.
But anyway, all I wanted to say, I'll be quick. You know John Legend. This man want to be Marvin Gaye so bad, man.
Oh,
Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
We were thinking,
Because the call
not Morley
screener.
Straight Gaye.
Yeah, we were like
Gaye.
We're like, don't slander the man.
Marvin, he is Marvin Gaye. Let's face it. He is this
He's
generation's
not
Marvin
Gaye.
Gaye.
No. He never did an album like What's Going On, and
That's
he
true.
never will. You cannot beat Marvin Gaye. He's
But
like Jesus.
Why do you say he wants to be like Marvin Gaye? What do you mean?
Avoir du front
We
la
just
tête.
want to love one another. Hey, man, go live there and see what happened for real. He doesn't live there. It's for sure. He's a millionaire. He lives in a big neighborhood with fences all around it.
Yeah.
Come
yeah,
on,
he's
we
not.
should love one another.
Yeah, he's not in the trenches where people are actually living and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right.
He's trying to be so sweet and so cool, like he's Jesus. Stop the cap, man.
In a robe, in the.
No,
but
that's
anyway.
it. That's all. But hey. And the Haitian, man, you don't know, man. These people are crazy. They do voodoo things, and nah, man. That's the end for America.
Yeah.
And I hope you're ready for Justin Trudeau style Kamala Harris to be your president.
They're
friends?
No, Kamala Harris. She's like Justin Trudeau. She's just like Justin Trudeau. I see a lot of similarities between her and Justin.
Oh, Steve.
He's a big liberal. Everything's free for everybody, and that's the socialism. Socialism is like communism, and it's the end for America, man. You were the last boundaries, and I think it's over. I truly think it's over.
I prefer this caller's attitude towards America than Diddy's attitude towards Americans.
Yeah,
Thank you, Michael.
The Anglophones, the Francophones are the ones that are more nationalistic.
No, not really, man. A lot of people are liberal over here.
But they're French.
You
right,
cannot
right.
speak your mind. If you can be more hated over here if you love Trump than in the United States. Sometimes when I got time, I will call Ake and just show what the article in the newspaper say about Trump. There's nothing is good. He's always he hates women and all those kind of things, you know.
He ate them.
Hates.
No.
Right?
Yeah, he's racist. He's misogynist. On and on and on and on and on and on. So I don't know if we're nationalists, but not in the good ways. Everybody want to be socialists over here. They want the government to pay for lunch kids at school and all those kind of things. That's nationalism for them.
What a mess.
It's a mess, but I'm cool, man.
Nice.
Sitting around with my cats outside on the block with my homies.
Right on.
Have a nice week, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Michael.
Gracias.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Mike.
Canada.
His name is Michael, right?
Michael.
He's Asian. He's lying.
No, that's how French Canadians speak.
Because like I don't know, like if you ever notice like an Asian trying to speak English, because like I don't even know what is the language for Asians? They have
I forget. Mandarin.
Mandarin
and
the other one.
Which is the one they use?
But their language is very like I don't know how to explain it. Like sharp.
Staccato.
Yeah. So then when they try to do English, they use their English that way, and he sounds exactly like that. But anyway. But you gotta, American Anger Baby is coming up in half an hour,
true.
guys.
What the heck are we gonna talk about?
So we gotta get out of here so Nick can set up.
Is there a buymeacoffee.com/Punchie TV yet, or something?
Oh no, but we can get that going maybe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining. This was fun.
Yeah. How should we end this, guys?
I know.
Oh, Lord. Subscribe. Hit the button over here. Subscribe over there. Ring the bell over
I'm not doing all that editing with all this. That's not going to pop up over there. It's not gonna pop up.
Ain't nothing popping up. And the people like, where? Just hit the button. Y'all know what to do. Bye.
But you didn't say to Punchie TV, but I'll put that up. Punchie TV.
I ain't know I was supposed to say that.
You subscribe to Punchie TV.
Oh.
But that's fine.
But they know they're looking at Punchie TV.
That's fine.
We'll put that in. Put that in the edit. That little conversation.
Yeah, put that in there. And now they know.
All right, that's good. That was good.